Hello, team. It's been a bit of a roller coaster here in Hawaii, where I am with Grace and Teresa as Grace recovers. But I wanted to share some reflections. And as you know, yesterday I went on a run, and I said I'm going to go out 5 miles, and when I get to 5 Mile Point, I'll turn around. And at the top of that 5 miles, there's this incredible lighthouse at Diamond Head, and it made me think about the symbolism of the lighthouse and what we represent as a company and as individuals. And I want to just share some thoughts. At the end, I'll share a little bit more detail about the accident and some of the things that Grace has shared that I think are pretty profound. But what does it really mean to shine the light? I say that a lot. I think it really comes down to making someone else's day better, and we have the ability to do that throughout the day. We have the ability to do it with our team, and in ways we do that is just checking in with each other. We support each other. We stay positive in our communication. We give honest feedback. I think that's really important when you're working with someone. How do we help other people grow that are right next to us? Whether it be how to become a better window cleaner or a better communicator, or even just talking about life with somebody in the car and on a job. We all support each other. There's a term I like to use called iron sharpening iron will keep things sharp. And that's when two people are together and supporting each other. We stay together, we grow through a connection that we have with each person. And we also have the ability to change the customer's life and day every time we walk into somebody's house. And think about that, is when you're walking up to the door, do you know their name? Do we know are they a first-time customer? Have they been with us before? If they've been with us before, read the notes and make sure that you know the background on that customer, and you can make a conversation that connects to the previous time, and want to make sure you do as good a job as Kyle did last year if you're a different person than was there last year, and just setting them at ease. And more importantly, just the general energy. When you walk into somebody's house, you're bringing your energy into their home, and your energy can brighten their day. We're going to brighten their day with windows, but your energy can really brighten their day by that connection, knowing their name, smile, and just how you work together with your team and interact with your team, and the communication that you have with each other when you're on the job. Customers pick up on that. And that's one thing we hear over and over and over again in our customer feedback contact is just, you have a wonderful team. I really enjoyed them being in my home. They're pleasant, they're professional, they're hardworking, and they work well together. That's all energy that you bring into the customer's house. But remember their name, look up their information on the biz scheduler so you know what happened the time before. And most importantly, when you get there at the door, it's just thank them for the opportunity to be there, because they're allowing you into every part of their house. They've trusted us to be in their home, to wash their windows, to take care of moving their things. That's a big deal. So remember to thank them when you get there, and thank them when you leave. We also have the opportunity to connect with our community when we're out doing commercial jobs. Simple things like opening doors and greeting customers when we're in front of a business. We attend community events, and I know I'm gone for the next 2 weeks, but if any of you are interested in attending a chamber meeting or Placer County Association of Realtors, JD has done that a few times. I know Dave has been to some meetings with me, but those are things that I've been doing, and I would love to have more presence from you guys at those meetings and gals. So please, if that's something you're interested in, you can text me privately, and be happy to have you go and represent Lighthouse, and I can go over some of the details of how those events work and how to make it a positive experience. So please keep in mind, we also like to give back to our community. We do have a budget for that, so if there's things that you're passionate about or you hear about that's like, wow, that'd be a good thing for Lighthouse to be involved in, think about those opportunities to give back to our community. So I've had a lot of opportunity over the last few days, just because I'm out of town and traveling, is just customer interaction. And there's some that there's people that you can tell that don't want to be there. There's other people that you can tell really want to make a difference, and that's something that when we think of that lighthouse, when we think of the rays coming out of the lighthouse, and those rays are us. We are the rays of light, and you think about that not just in our work environment, but in your home environment, your friends' environment, out in the community. Shine the rays, please. So really grateful that Grace is okay. She's out of the hospital. She's recovering in the hotel room here with us in Honolulu. She was in a high-speed rollover accident, so she got in a car with a friend. The friend was speeding at close to 100 miles an hour and lost control of the car. He was not wearing a seatbelt, and he was ejected from the car. And we do not know the condition of the driver. We will when we get the police report and get a little more information. The car rolled over several times and ended up on its side, and Grace was able to get her seatbelt off and crawl out of the car. That's the last thing she really remembers. She doesn't remember the rollover, but she remembers losing control, and she remembers the car stopping on its side. And at that point she crawled out, and then there was another kind of time lapse where she doesn't remember what happened until she was in an ambulance. She fractured in the back of her neck. There's a C5, 6, and 7. Those were fractured, displaced, and ligaments stretched. So if there was anything even slightly more than what happened, she could very easily, one, be not with us today, and another, possibly paralyzed. But they did a C5, 6, 7 fusion, which is they would do a surgical incision here, and they go into the spine, and they remove the disc and replace it with a bone graft. And then what do? They put screws and a plate on there, so that holds everything in place while the bones grow together. She's in minimal pain, which is good. She says the most pain that she's had was more from the incision than all of the hardware and things that are in her neck. She will have full use and recover fully with a little bit of limited mobility in the neck. It'll be about a 2-month recovery. But we'll be here for the next 2 weeks, as she's not able to fly for 2 weeks based on her on the condition, and there's some air bubbles in her lungs which prevent her from going up in an airplane. So making the best of a visit to Hawaii. So one of the things that Grace said, she said, Dad, she says, I have a choice of either being a victim or a victor. And those are things in our life. We all have things that happen to us that aren't good, just don't seem good. And we have the choice then when those happen is how we respond to it. And Grace has been a real inspiration where she says, I'm not going to let this define me. I'm going to overcome this and not be the victim, but the mentality of overcoming and the victor. And so when we have those opportunities, are we going to let the hardships in our life overcome us, or are we going to become an overcomer? And that's the message I want to leave you with today, is just, are you a victim or a victor? Are you overcome by the circumstances and challenges? Sometimes there are fights in our life. We have the ability to be an overcomer or to be overcome, and that's our choice. So thank you for all that you guys do every day to make someone's day better and to shine the light in this world. God bless and have a good day.